Welcome to Productivity in Real Life, where we talk all about your favorite productivity application like Microsoft OneNote. Of course, we'll also talk Evernote, Notion, Google Keep, Todoist, Microsoft To Do, and of course many, many more. Today, let's jump into our Working with OneNote series and talk about importing notes from an Evernote account into your Microsoft OneNote system. You may be migrating across out of Evernote and getting into the OneNote platform. Maybe you've just been using OneNote for the longest time and you've got some old Evernote notes kicking around and you want to bring it all into one convenient location, and that happens to be Microsoft OneNote. First thing up is you will need the Microsoft OneNote importer, and you just go to onenote.com/import-evernote-to-OneNote. That's onenote.com/import Evernote to OneNote with dashes in there, just like you see up on screen. You will then click download to download the importer. Save it to your desktop. Hit save. I'm going to hit cancel because I've already got it on there. So once that's all downloaded, you will have an icon that looks a whole lot like this. Start OneNote Importer. Double click. Of course, read the terms and conditions there and hit get started. If you are running this from a PC where you've already got Evernote installed, it will read directly from there. Otherwise, if you don't have Evernote installed, you're going to have to install it and get it synced, or at least save a copy of your ENX files. So I don't want to import everything. I've got about 45,000 notes in Evernote at the moment, so we are just going to pick this notebook right here. It's just sort of a collection of information that I've got. It's got a wide range of information, from web clips to photos, from Instagram feeds, Twitter feeds, things like that. So we're just going to go ahead and grab that one. It's got about 1,800 notes in there. And we will hit next. Comes a please wait while the system thinks about what it's going to do next. After that thinks for a little while, you get prompted with a sign in page. Sign in with your Microsoft account or a work or school account. If you don't have a Microsoft account, you can of course sign up at that point. So we'll go ahead and sign in with our Microsoft account. It's already got us logged in, so it shows us that there. And now you get to choose how you want your imported comment to look. If you check use Evernote tags to organize content in OneNote, for every tag you have, you will get a new section inside of OneNote. If you've got a lot of tags, I do not recommend that, and I will show you why once we import everything. If you leave that unchecked, your notebook will come in as a notebook in OneNote, just like it shows. Every note will be a page in OneNote, and you expect that. So like I say, I'm going to leave this unchecked because I don't want hundreds of different sections in my OneNote to show up. I'd prefer just to have all my notes come into one section, and then I'll call that Evernote imports. So we'll leave that unchecked. Again, if you've got a lot of tags, this will create quite a mess in your OneNote system. One tag per section. Let's start with the import. While you're waiting, discover the power of the OneNote Web Clipper. Let's go ahead and grab that for our Chrome browser. Get OneNote Web Clipper for Chrome. Click. Add to Chrome. Add OneNote Web Clipper. Add an extension. I highly recommend the note-taking application Web Clippers. They are very handy. Congratulations, OneNote Web Clipper is ready to use. There's the icon for it there. Essentially, you would click. At this point, we need to sign in with our Microsoft account. Yes. And this is what it's going to hopefully look like once it's web clipped into our notebook. We can add extra information. We can select the notebook we want it into. We're going to dump it into my 2020 notebook here. You can save it as a bookmark, the article. We can clip a screenshot, or we could clip the full page. We'll just go with the article view. Default location, right into there. Save it into our quick notes section, and we'll hit clip. Clipping article, done. View in OneNote. So this is going to take us to the web version here. And there's our web clipped article. Anyway, back to this, importing notes, 56 of 1851. So I am going to hit pause on the actual video recording here right now, and we will resume this once it's all done. All right, after a couple of hours, maybe more, we've got our Evernote notes imported over into OneNote here. A few errors on here. Doesn't really say why. And there's another one. The size of the note is too large. Try copying and pasting into OneNote. Well, I know that note isn't really all that large. It's maybe got one picture in there. So that's kind of strange. Session ID. View notes in OneNote. So let's jump over and have a look here. Alright, that's not working. View notes in OneNote. Might be opening in a browser. Okay, so let's just jump into OneNote manually then. So we had specified there on the import to go notebook to notebook. So we expect to see a new notebook here. Not sure why it's sitting and spinning its wheels. Now, I do think it's this one here. I just don't know how I am supposed to tell. Actually, no, it's not that one. While this is up on screen though, remember that section about the tags? I was saying if you import a notebook and you have that box checked on the import process, no, I may not be able to get to it now. Import. I can't get back to it right now, but there was the checkbox that said import tags, use tags for organizing. Well, if you've got a lot of tags, this is what happens. One section per tag, and then there's your notes. I recommend that you don't check that box and you just let as many notes go into each section as possible, because it still imports it just like you see here. It shows you tags and then gives you a hashtag with the tag, so you can still search on that. So if I go to that, will pull up, and I can't search by tag because OneNote doesn't recognize the usual tags. But if I just search on the hashtag symbol, research-investing in this case, it pulls all those notes in. Gives you a little bit more Evernote-like functionality instead of dealing with this. Anyway, we're trying to open our notebook that was created by that last import that we just did. Loading notebooks. Again, I don't know why it's taking this long. There's no reason for it to be taking time like this. Alright, I'm just going to pause my recording again and wait for that to continue to think some more. Again, that makes no sense why it's delaying. I've got maybe half a dozen different OneNote notebooks, and no excuses for this kind of delay. I'll be right back. Hopefully right back. Alright. More notebooks. Choose notebooks to open. This didn't work the last time. I can see them in OneNote Web, and I've since done a reboot here to see if this corrects the problem. But it doesn't look like it. This is a very frustrating experience for a first-time OneNote user. If you are a OneNote first-time user, I guess. I don't know where you would go from here. Like here's my notebooks. Here's the one that just imported yesterday there. But OneNote just doesn't want to load my notebooks. I've removed myself. Sign out. Remove. You can't sign in right now. You need to be signed in to use OneNote. Try again in a few minutes. Well, let's try again. It does say we're working offline here, but I do know that I am connected. I've got internet. I just showed you guys right here. Use this account. Continue. Oh, this looks promising. It did look promising. So what's going on here is a notebook that I don't use. Seems to be set as a default for whatever the reason. More notebooks though. And we're right back to the loading notebooks. So seeing that it doesn't say working offline up here, we'll give this a few more minutes just to see what happens. I don't know what to tell you, folks. I can't access any notebooks now. It's just, yeah, I don't know what's going on with it here. My account's in there. It knows who I am, and it's just not letting me open any existing notebooks. So I really hope you don't have such a frustrating experience if you're trying to move from Evernote into OneNote here. Just in the sake of keeping this video going though, let's jump over to OneNote Web and open it on there. As you can see, it does show it. I've actually deleted all my other notebooks just in an attempt to try and get this thing to work, but that didn't help either. We're leaving my 2020 notebook alone, and we will open the one that was created during the Evernote import. As you can see, Evernote import on 2020-06-07, and then it gives you a timestamp in there. Open. So we're first greeted with the OneNote importer. Welcome, your notes were successfully imported. Gives you a little bit of info. And it gives you a few sections. I had, like I say, there was 1,850 or so notes, and it looks like it's letting us do 100 notes per section. And that's how it's sorted out this way. You recall I told you about the import method that lets you separate tags into the sections, which if you don't have a lot of tags might be a good idea. If you have a lot of tags like I do, well, I just want everything put together, and I don't like this. I'm really hoping it's not a 100-page limit per section, but we'll find out soon enough. So like you saw, you do have a new notebook. If you want that in your existing notebooks, you would have to copy those sections in. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. My 2020 notebook. Why is that going back to OneDrive? Oh, it was opening. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. My 2020 notebook, click. For some reason it opens the files first and then jumps into OneNote here in a new browser window. Nonetheless, what you would do is, well, if this was working, we could copy these sections, but it's not working, so we're kind of, I think we're kind of out of luck here. If I wanted to bring these sections over into my existing notebook, let me just see if I can do a quick search on this tag. So if we go to search, so it pulls in a bunch of notes based on that tag if I'm in that notebook. Now I wonder what happens though if I jump over to a different notebook and hit search. Yes, as expected, no results found. So if you have notes across multiple notebooks, your web version will not let you search across those different notebooks. Whereas if this was working, you can have multiple notebooks open at a time, and you could search across all of those notebooks. But anyway, for the sake of this video, we've got our Evernote notes. Some of them look better than others. We've got tags. They're just not very, they're not the proper way of doing a tag. They don't show up in your in your OneNote tags here, and we know that's always been a limit with OneNote. You can still search on them though. We just can't see that we're highlighting that. And it's just a regular tagged article. Not really tagged article, but it's just a specific keyword in an article or in a note that has this hashtag associated with it. So it's really not an official tag. It just works as a tag. But anyway, different sections, like we say 100 notes per section or 100 pages per section. Let's just give it a quick test here to see if we can copy these. Be careful, moving a page to a new section will delete version and conflict information. Yes, I do, because I don't want a slew of notes in a bunch of different sections. So it looks like it's doing something. Looks like it did do something, maybe. I was hoping you'd be able to see a bigger view here than just a quick. Honestly, I'm not sure if that, I don't think that worked. Maybe we can only have 100 pages per section. Well, let's do the Google machine. How many pages per section in OneNote? Okay, there are no maximum number of notebook sections and pages you can create in OneNote, and the maximum size of a file upload is 10 gigabytes. So I don't know why it's not moving those over. I hope it didn't copy them. No, there's no way there's those extra 100 notes in there. Let's try this again. We don't want to delete. In this version, that's all I can do is I can't move. Web version limitations, I guess. And of course our Windows 10 app is still stuck spinning its wheels. But anyway, there's our first experience with Evernote notes coming over to OneNote. It works. The information gets to us. Eventually here, it's just going slow. Unless we've broken this one too. Is my web still working? Do I have weather? Internet still works fine. Alright, I'm not sure what's going on with OneNote. I've been at this video now for 2 days, and let's just say the import process from Evernote to OneNote works, but it is frustrating at best. I've gotten now 2 OneNote applications that are sitting stuck, not able to access prior notes, not accessing even existing notebooks here. Let me see what happens if I try and open my other notebook again. Alright, so that at least worked. I could get to my old notes, but yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. OneNote importing from Evernote, it passed briefly, but now it is a fail. Use with caution, and cross your fingers you have better luck than I do. Thanks for watching Productivity in Real Life and our Working with OneNote series. Be sure you like, subscribe, and of course share this video if it was found useful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below.